Action. 1. You. Is this live?
We're live.
Oh, I'm just viewing over here.
We're like,
and we're live,
wait.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wine Down Wednesday at Alpha Omega Winery. Instagram and Facebook. What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Remember the What's Up guys? I love those guys.
What's up? You remember that?
Yes.
No?
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
You didn't chime in.
vaguely.
So.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring the What's Up thing back.
All right.
It's slowly happening, but not. Anyway, welcome to Wine Down Wednesday, Instagram, Facebook. Hello, great to have you. I'm Barrett, your host. And once again, thankfully, I'm joined by our winemaking team extraordinaire, Matt Brain and Melissa Paris.
Always fun to be here.
We are here.
A little bit of wine down before we wind up.
Oh man,
Or
we
harvest.
are winding
Here
right
it is.
up.
We're
We
already
are
winding.
Here it
winding
is.
up.
We're already
Yep.
winding.
Yeah, I see what's going on. Everyone's working.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's getting ready.
Isn't it great?
This place has
Isn't it
never
great?
been. This place has never been cleaner. You know, the toothbrushes
Everything
have
is
been
clean.
out. Every nook and cranny is scrubbed, is sanitized, and we are ready.
The drill sergeant in both of you is coming out. Is that how this works?
100%.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
100%.
We're going to dive into that today. We're going to talk about upcoming harvest. Very exciting times here in Napa Valley. For those of you that we're transporting to Napa right now on Instagram and Facebook, it's 85 degrees right now. The weather here the last month and a half has been absolutely incredible.
What a summer!
Not that hot.
Just moderate and warm. No real crazy heat spikes past 90, 91 pretty much.
Good deal.
No 100-degree days.
No 100-degree days.
And folks,
Are we knocking on wood or what?
yeah,
not
we're not.
knocking on wood.
They're coming. We know they're coming, but an incredible growing year, folks. And for what that temperature means for us is, it's really been in the sweet spot for flavor ripening. Okay,
Yeah.
when you get really hot temperatures, you start to get your sugar start to spike, but actually your flavor development actually slows down to some degree. When you're in the high 70s to 90, that is the sweet spot for flavor. And I'll tell you, well, we'll get into it more.
Yeah, we're going to geek
We're
out.
going to get into it more, but an incredible year we're having.
Yeah.
Good. So we're
Incredible.
happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Initial start. We're happy. We're
Very,
happy with it. We're going to dive
very.
into that in a little bit. But we're so happy to be with you all. We're celebrating the middle of the week. We're winding down with some great wine here. Would love to know what you guys are drinking tonight to relax and chill. And we're so glad to have you with us. Here's what we're drinking. The Reserve Chardonnay.
Yeah. We got the 19 Reserve Chard going.
This is the Reserve Chardonnay, my friends, our barrel select, and this is actually last call on the 2019. It's
sure.
almost gone.
Yeah, I bet.
It's
As it
almost
should
gone.
be, because
Yeah.
it's tasting real
Liquid
nice.
Gold
Yeah.
will usually sell out pretty quick. We're going to dive into this wine a little bit with you all. We're going to talk about upcoming 2020 vintage of not only this wine, but maybe some of the other amazing single vineyards that we have
yeah.
that are tasting out of this world, to be honest with you guys.
Yep.
Out of this world.
Yeah, the 20s are showing really well right now. Just waking up from their little post-bottling nap and starting to show their characters. Yeah.
Dude, every time I taste those, I'm just blown away. We're featuring some of those 2020 single vineyards on our tasting flights right now in the winery. We're going to talk about that, but we're just happy to be with you all. Instagram and Facebook, we got some of our crew on. We got a hi from John Klein in Wyoming.
Chilling in Wyoming.
Cheers to you,
John.
John.
Cheers. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Love it. Neil Brumman's drinking a 2020 1155 Sauvignon
that's
Blanc.
nails right there.
Can't go wrong with that one.
That wine is incredible.
Yeah, that's a sunshiny wine right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everybody that comes in Alpha Omega, I start them with that. And
We've gotten some great feedback on the 2020 specifically. A lot of people saying it's their favorite one they've seen. I think it's got an incredible aromatic profile, maybe the freshest, most explosive kind of aromas that we've seen in that wine, and really a great effort. With that one side by side with our 2020 Hudson Single Vineyard Sauvignon Blanc, like 2020 was a great year for Sauv Blanc and
whites
Chardonnay.
are insane.
Just whites in
just
general
incredible.
for
Whites are insane.
2020. We're
Yeah.
really happy with our whites from 2020. So,
as you should be.
but we can dive into that more later.
We will.
Should
We will.
keep talking about the
All
19
things.
or
All things.
No, yeah. Well, we're Neil
Yeah.
Brumman's drinking a 2020
Yeah, okay,
1155,
Neil.
and
Yeah.
I bet that wine will not survive the segment. I mean, that is the most
Go down.
crushable
Let
wine.
us know when it's gone. Yeah.
We gotta raise a glass to our friend, and congratulations,
yeah.
Christina Devon,
Oh,
and her
goodness.
little baby girl.
Yay.
She's
right.
going through an emotional roller coaster with having a newborn, I'm sure.
Yes.
But She is perfect.
Good for you.
Christina,
Congratulations.
cheers to you.
Well done.
Yep, and remember,
Wow.
a little bit of wine every now and then, totally
Yeah.
fine, right?
Right?
Yep.
That's good. That means she's back on the wine train.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, for her.
Oh.
For her,
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking.
Oh, for the
Okay,
baby.
never
Not
mind.
yet,
Oh, yeah.
not yet.
Well,
not
yeah.
yet.
I mean, I
Gotta
support
develop
it.
that
Start 'em
palate.
young.
That's true, that's true.
Palate development should start 1 month
Like that.
after.
I don't know nothing.
Who knows?
What- reasons
Who knows?
why I don't have
I'm
any
not sure
children.
either.
But I'm
Definitely not
glad
an expert
Christina
then.
Devon
Yes.
does. Congratulations to you, Christina. Great to have you guys all with us. Instagram and Facebook. Wine Down Wednesday. We're drinking Reserve Chardonnay 2019. This is the Mac Daddy, or the Mac Lady,
Yeah.
of the Chardonnay program.
That's the one.
Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't, if you're not familiar with our Chardonnay program, this is how it's trending. It's trending in this direction. I mean, it just gets better and better and better. We're adding more single vineyards, amazing sites.
Yep.
But the beautiful thing about the Reserve Chardonnay is the best of the best all
Yeah.
gets put together into this bad boy.
Absolutely. You know, I'm sure a lot of people ask what the differences are between that and the other wines, and what the differences between that and the Napa Chardonnay is. And really, as you said, it's a barrel select. So we're going through and we're choosing our best barrels in a particular style, right? I think what really strikes me about this wine is it's got beautiful integrated oak, a little bit more than some of our other wines. And it's got a little bit more malolactic fermentation, and you really pick that up on the palate. The texture of this wine, it's dense, and I always have trouble with this, but I go back to it a lot. When your mouthfeel is perfect in a Chardonnay, there's almost a lightness to it. Like, it's viscous, but not like syrupy. It's viscous but light. You know what I mean? It's mouth coating, but there's an airiness on the palate, and it's a beautiful synergy of the phenolics from the grape, what the barrel brings in, and then a perfect malolactic fermentation, not buttery, but just to get that viscosity and to get that weight. And to me, that's what's really interesting about this wine.
Yeah.
Immediately in my glass, the texture is just precise.
Texture.
It's incredible.
It's perfect, yeah. And on that note too, you know, we've all had other Chardonnays, right, that are super oaky, super kind of even oily, a lot of malolactic, a lot of butter, all that stuff. And that's fine for some people out there that like to make that wine and like to drink that
It's
wine.
a very impactful style.
It is.
You know?
It's just not what we like to do.
Right, right.
So if you're kind of like, you know what, if I haven't had the Reserve Chard and I stay away from it because I think that that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
The description that Matt just gave right now was on point. Like,
Seriously.
very nicely said, Matt. Like, it's got the oak, but it's integrated. It's not going to totally mess up your palate.
Yeah.
It's not going to overwhelm you with the texture. It's just the right part of mouthfeel and integration.
Yeah, I think so too. And what I love about a great barrel in Chardonnay, like the barrels we used in this reserve, is it almost brings out some of the minerality as well. It brings out the chalky nature of the fruit up on Mount Veeder. It brings some of the sandy loam in from our Carneros Toyon fruit, which are the main components of this wine. And it sets up the fruit. It sets up the minerality. You know, it supports it. It doesn't overwhelm. It doesn't compete, but it makes an impact. You know, and I think that the changes we made to the barrel program, the introduction of large formats
Puncheons,
for all of our new oak percentage, it's what's bringing this really refined balance to the wine.
I agree.
And as you say, Barrett, I think all good things, everything trending in the right direction. We're continuing to refine these programs, and I think making some really interesting progress here.
You're making more than interesting progress. The wines are absolutely incredible, and I just look at this wine. Everything you said, when I look at this, I mean, you can just see the beauty and the creaminess, the texture. You can see it in the wine.
Absolutely.
It's liquid gold.
For sure.
That's the only way I can describe this. Speaking of oak barrels, first thing I saw when I drove in this morning are some brand new, beautiful puncheon
We're
barrels.
kind of on the delivery daily
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Where we're getting
Puncheon
some
oak
barrels
barrels.
in daily.
Big old
Yeah.
puncheons.
So we got some Mercury barrels in today, right?
Yeah,
Mercury.
And this is actually a cooper in France that I've been to. I know these people. I've worked with them for years and years, and they're great folks. It's family owned, and they're really truly some of our favorite barrels.
So cool.
In Chardonnay, but also beautiful in Cabernet too. And yeah, it's fun to see them unloaded brand new. They're just pristine. They're works of art, really.
They are.
It's funny how important barrels are to us. We spend so much time in the vineyard, we spend so much time in the winery, but you know, other than the grapes themselves, the barrel is the next biggest flavor component that we draw on. And it's so important to our final profile that Yeah, it's exciting to get them in. It's exciting to make little changes each year based on what you're tasting. And a lot of it is in that barrel refinement. And really, when you talk about Era on the red side, Era really puts forth some of our best oak. You know, it's just the nature of that barrel fermentation. And on the white side, it's the reserve Chardonnay where we really bring in the best oak. We find that synergy to make something that's, you know what, it's powerful. You can't deny that this wine is powerful. But what I love, there's none of that orange squashiness of an overripe Chardonnay that I don't like. We talked about over ML. We talked about but you know what I'm talking about.
You know?
It's almost pumpkin-y sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That really orangey style of Chard, and we don't like that.
No.
We like vibrance. We like elegance, not. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Right?
Leave it
Citrus,
there.
tropical, fresh, but rich and creamy, viscous. I mean,
exactly.
You're spot on.
Yeah,
we don't need squash in our Chardonnay.
No,
we don't want no squash in our Chardonnay.
No, thank you.
But let's dive into. I want to talk a little bit about vineyards and then get back into winemaking because we always talk about. Obviously, at Alpha Omega, we're very fortunate to have incredible support from our vineyards to go out and get the best fruit.
Yeah.
Yes. And the main two components of this is Carnero's fruit from Toyon, and then one of our favorite locations up in Mount Peter, Drew Vineyard.
Yep.
And whenever I try to break those two vineyards down to make this wine, it says you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you do.
California-style Chardonnay from Toyon, kinda, and then you go elevation Mount Peter, a little bit of Burgundy up there.
Yeah. On it, and there is an element of Burgundy here.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Like there is in all the 2020 Chards. And looking at the vineyard, how do we differentiate what's going to go into Drew, what's going to go into the reserve, what's going to go into Napa? A lot of it has to do with flavor concentration. A lot of it has to do with berry size. Smaller berries, you get more concentration. And then some of it has to do with ripeness as well. We want the reserve Chard to be a little riper, a little bit more powerful. That is how it stands up to the elevated oak profile. Everything a little bit more elevated. The reserve Chard, we want it to be a punchy, really impactful style of Chardonnay. That's the goal, right? But to make it elegant and beautiful. With the single vineyards, it's more looking for the blocks at the ripeness that really expresses the spot.
Right.
So a little bit leaner than the reserve. Picking maybe a little bit, maybe a week, maybe 10 days earlier. Or maybe it's just that the block has a little bit more exposure to the sun, and the flavors are ripening quicker. Like I was just down in Toyon this morning, and I noticed that the clone 96 is actually got a little bit more shade on it, on the fruit zone. It's just the way that the vines kicked out that lower leaf, and the 76 is a little bit more exposed. 76 flavors much more advanced, starting to move into that tropical already. And so I'm thinking if we picked them at the same time, we would already have those difference that we're looking for. And so actually those picks are going to come from Toyon specifically, are going to come very similar to each other because the vineyard's already doing the work there. In Drew, it's a little bit more intentional. It's more of an earlier pick and then a later pick. And that later pick just lends itself more to being that richer style.
Yeah.
So you know what? The farming is a little different in the different blocks, and then the pick decision's a little different, and then obviously we're going to handle it a little different in the winery as well.
Right.
Excellent. I mean, I love the way you describe all this, by the way, because you're spot on. You're really good at that.
Thanks.
You're describing it perfectly.
I try to be accurate.
You are accurate.
Very
I mean,
accurate.
but the attention to detail on multiple picks, on really kind of intentionally farming the fruit the right way, is just next level in what we do here. I mean, it really is next level. Like you guys do not spare any loose ends in the vineyards, and that's crucial.
No. And our poor vineyard folks. I mean, I'll send them onto the mountain, and then to the valley, and then the next day to the mountain, and then the next day to the spring mountain.
No, they're all over the place.
And they're like,
all over the place.
Can we clear one of the ranches? I mean, no, you can't clear one of the ranches.
Yeah, multiple.
We got to get that block. We got to get this block.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's where we're at right now. We're lining up the picks. We're looking ahead. We're starting to get the chemistry.
Yeah.
Looking at last year, looking at what we had last year, looking at small refinements. This one we'd like to see on the vine 2 more days. This one, that was perfect pick. Let's aim for that. And so we're kind of lining things up right now and looking at the way it's going to come in. So it's a very exciting time. We're like just about to jump into the pool. You know what I mean? We're testing the temperature right now.
And it's always fun because, you know, we can line it up however we want, right? We say, this is the prediction, this is what we're going for. That's plan A. And then plan B comes into play,
how many contingency
right?
plans do you need to have in this world?
We
that we're in?
try to just do two. We try to do an A and a B, right? That's enough to focus on and stress out over.
For sure.
But, you know, what's the biggest factor in all of this stuff? Mother Nature, right?
Yeah.
So we can plan until the cows come home, but we have to listen to what's going on with Mother Nature, and constantly Matt's out there all the time, tasting, looking at numbers, you know, just observing. So it's always changing.
Yeah, it really is.
Unreal. And then last point I really want to discuss, because I love explaining kind of how you guys process Chardonnay a little differently than a lot of producers in the cellar. We talked about large punch and barrels, which those are what, like 132-ish gallon?
A little bit more than two
more?
barrels. A little bit more than two barrels.
Yeah.
So a typical barrel is close to 60. So we're looking at 125 to 130 gallons in the puncheon.
Yeah.
And then you'll do a portion of that in puncheons, and another portion in the 60 gallon and
correct,
and barrel ferment, and then blend them together at the end.
That's it. That's it. You know, all of the single vineyard, all of the reserve is barrel fermented. Small lots, multiple picks, very, very hand selected cooperage. A combination, as you mentioned, of the big new barrels, and then some of the older barrels we have are the 60s. But you know what? We're going to actually be at a point in time in about a year or two where everything in the Chardonnay is now puncheons. And we're actually pretty excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The wine is going to continue to improve through that, and we really love what we're seeing in that large format. You know, it ages slower, it retains so much freshness, and the ratio of the new oak just tends to be in a more beautiful, balanced level using these barrels. So
bigger is better.
Yeah,
in this case.
Less hands-on, less talking, less, less
more letting it be, more just letting it sit. Yeah, you don't have to talk
bigger
it
is
as much.
better, less is more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that. And that kind of ties into a question that we have from Matt here. Question from John Klein for Matt. We were in Porto, in Portugal. They used rum and Gorto barrels. Have you ever thought of using larger barrels? I mean,
John, absolutely. I mean, for me, yes, Chardonnay, I would love to do some like big cask style.
Oh, that'd be great.
And Sauvignon Blanc as well. Oh my God. More complicated, more complicated.
I know.
You know what, John? Honestly, the biggest barrier to getting into like those casks is the floor space that they take up.
Right.
When we're in barrels, we can stack up to the ceiling, basically. And we're in a situation here, John, and I'm not embarrassed to say it because it's a good problem. We are utilizing every square inch of this facility right now. I wish we had twice the square footage for storage. If we did, we would have a concrete tank in the Sauvignon Blanc program to play with. We would have some casks. We would have actually probably a lot of different stuff. We'd have a lot more small tanks. And our lives would be a whole lot easier. But when you're growing like we are, we're butting up against the facility maximum right here. And you know, it's great that the demand is there, but we're going to get to a point where we got to figure out some more storage around here.
I mean, talk about like a winery Tetris, you know what I mean? Like winery Tetris, we're playing that all the time. With barrels moving, tanks coming in,
you
barrel
guys are always
ferment.
moving stuff.
We're
You're always
moving
things
stuff
left and right.
around.
Because there's no room for anything.
There's no room, There isn't a spot we're going to say, okay, let's put it over here and forget about it. No, boop, 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 boop.
So honestly, once we get past the push of harvest, I think we're going to really start putting some good thought into how we can expand this winery and get some more capacity. And then John, maybe bringing in some big casks. Oh my God, I would love that. Love that.
There we go. There we go. Love it. I mean, the Reserve Chardonnay 2019, my friends. Final call on this. 28 cases left. And literally, period, 28 cases left. It was hard for us just to get a couple bottles of this for the segment. So, you know, Ernesto's looking at us like, stop drinking, stop reloading. I'm like, I just can't. I can't. It's too good.
It is real good.
It's too good. It's liquid gold.
Nice.
Phenomenal. It's our Barrel Selector Reserve Chardonnay. Here's the play, my friends. You secure some of the 19 before it's gone. You secure the 2020 at Futures, and you get it in November.
Get the deal.
Because the 2020s, I think, are going to blow people away. We're already seeing the Sauvignon Blanc. We're tasting the Toyon. We've tasted some of the Hyde. Newest single vineyard that, I tell you what, that's Robin Baggett's favorite Chardonnay on planet Earth.
He keeps saying
It's
it.
the Hyde single vineyard
He's
Chardonnay.
Obsessed.
You know
He's
what?
obsessed.
I love that Chardonnay.
It's beautiful.
I think it's just it's the epitome of elegance. It really speaks to the spot. And you know, I know we don't do this in the tasting room, but Just an idea. Wouldn't it be fun to pour all the 3 single vineyards side by side? I mean,
Yeah.
talk about an educational experience for someone. It would blow them right away.
I did it today.
Oh, you
For
did?
the first time.
Oh,
cool.
I
amazing.
did it today for the first time. We had
What was the feedback?
we had some importers from Denmark that came in.
Oh.
Really, really nice crew that represents our wines. The only importer that gets our wines in Denmark.
Okay.
And, new, very new, and
Yeah.
we sold out of the 17 Drew Cabernet yesterday, and so I'm like, there's a little bit of Drew Chardonnay in here. There's a little bit of Toyon, and then there's a little bit of Hyde. So one of the guys was a Chardonnay fanatic.
Okay.
I mean,
Great.
he was like, I'm like, do you like Chardonnay? He just looked at me like, do I like Chardonnay?
That's my favorite.
Let's run through them. Blown away. And you know, let's be honest, we've got the reputation as a Cabernet house. I mean, we release what, 17, 16 different Cabernets. I mean, single vineyards for days.
And counting.
But the Chardonnay program is the dark horse. Ooh, I like that. He has no idea. The Chardonnay program is the dark horse. And when you run through these single vineyards, even the signature, and then you get to the reserve, man, maybe we're Chardonnay and a Cabernet producer
Right?
at the same time.
Right?
We
Well,
definitely
do.
are.
Maybe
We
we
definitely are.
spin the Chardonnay house off. I don't know. No,
Yeah.
no, we won't do that.
Yeah. Point is, these are serious wines. These are serious Chardonnays. They're serious vineyards. And when you've got the Reserve Chardonnay, the best of the best from some of our favorites, here it is.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Real quick, we got questions on why Michelle isn't here when we're drinking the
Very,
Reserve Chardonnay.
very
Yeah.
good.
That
There
that
must
is
be
a,
some
that is
sort
a
of-
noble request. Michelle and Robin are headed up to Tahoe this weekend for the Concourse Boat Show.
Oh.
The Woodies, the wooden
Wow.
boats up on West Shore of
Oh,
Tahoe.
cool.
And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to jam up there tomorrow morning, and we are pouring wines Friday and Saturday, West Shore of Tahoe at Obexer's, if you're familiar with the West Shore, at the Concourse Boat Show. These are Chris Crafts, these are Rivas, these are these
Cool.
amazing woody. I mean, some of these boats are $1 million.
Amazing.
And
Wow.
what we did a few years back is Robin and Michelle, have a property on the West Shore. They're like, let's just bring our wines to this event. And we just kind of blew it up. I mean, we just took it to the next level as far as wines.
That's awesome.
And that's what we're going to do again. So
Fun.
if anybody out there is going to be in Tahoe this weekend, myself and the Baggetts will be up there pouring some Alpha Omega
How
Collective
fun.
wines, all 3 brands, and checking out some cool boats.
Amazing.
So fun.
Maybe wake surf,
There you go.
maybe swim in the,
Why
swim
would
in
you
the lake.
not?
Why
Yeah.
would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
just walk
So
around.
that's where the Baggetts
Oh,
are.
so great.
I know
Lovely.
Michelle and Robin are watching and probably drinking some Chardonnay as well.
Well, cheers to them.
Yeah, cheers to them. The best, the best. Another quick cheers to Stan and Christy out in Texas.
Yeah.
Great to have you guys. Some of our favorites. Christina's asked Barrett if he has been promoted to 3 vines.
No,
Oh, wow.
Not
No.
yet. You got to
know,
get out there.
Christina, for some reason, I haven't received any promotions, but, thanks for bringing that
Oh,
up.
maybe he can. Maybe he can become 3 vines when we pick Diamond Mountain.
Oh,
Yeah. There we go.
it's going to be nice and hot up there,
It will.
Well, it'll be very early, so you'll have to get
Really?
when we're picking.
Yeah, we're
you'll
gonna
have to
pick
get tucked
early.
in,
Yeah, you'll start off in your vest
Okay.
for the first vine.
Or just stay up all night, depending on what you got going on. I'm not
Ooh,
sure.
I'm hot. I just finished a vine. The whole vineyard crew's done with the block.
Then your
I'm
long
finishing
sleeve
one
shirt,
vine.
and then you have a
3
short
vines.
sleeve.
3 is a good number.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over 2 vines, so yes, let's do 3. Let's do 3. We'll work on that, Christina.
See
More
if
to
you can-
come.
See if you can get there.
More to come. Jeff Maxwell says, good plan for the Drew tour side by side. Thanks, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I tell you what,
Yeah.
we've got the Drew Vineyard tour in Luncheon.
2
Maybe the
weeks.
most legendary event at Alpha Omega. Air Elite members, you're welcome. If you're not signed up for that, get signed up
Get
now.
signed up.
This is
Saturday,
gonna be fun.
August
can.
27th,
Yes,
and I
sir.
hear that is also an important date for
It
someone
is.
here.
Very
Relatively.
special.
For
Very
Very
special.
special.
For
The bells will be
sure.
ringing
Another lap.
coast to coast.
Another
Yep.
lap.
Another lap around
Yep.
the sun. That's right, for this
Love it.
guy.
Feels
Love
like
it.
4.
So yeah, we're not only celebrating the Drew Vineyard, but we're celebrating our winemaker Matt Brain's
Yeah,
birthday,
we
Saturday,
are.
August 27th. Get signed up for that, my friends. Drew Vineyard. If you haven't seen that vineyard, we'll blow you away.
Oh man, I'm going to talk. We're going to talk about what's going on in the vineyard right now. We're going to talk about what's coming
Yeah.
in that vineyard.
So exciting.
Don't want to spill some beans here.
Oh,
Don't
oh.
want to spill beans,
Ew.
but yeah, it's going to be a great discussion. We're going to have some great wines up there, great food as always.
Really good food.
Have we figured out how to get the coaches up there? How to get the tour buses?
I know,
up
right?
there yet? That's probably the
They
biggest. It's probably the biggest
it
challenge
should
of
just
getting
be
an event
smaller
going
vehicles,
up there.
right? Smaller
yeah,
vehicles,
yeah.
and that'll work.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We're gonna get them up. We're gonna get them up.
We'll
there.
get you up there.
Love it. Love it. Drew Vineyard, Matt Brain's birthday party, August
August.
27th.
27.
Man, I mean, I'm losing track of the days because we've had so much going on here.
Oh, so many
Crazy action at Alpha Omega.
Yeah, a lot of
I mean,
events.
festival Napa Valley, unreal. Barbecues every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Oh my goodness.
Roasting pigs all day, every day.
Roasting
Jeez.
pigs, multiple pigs.
I've been kind of on a whole pig diet this summer.
I know,
actually,
right?
and I'm
I
not
mean,
complaining.
pork.
I don't get sick
Pork
of it.
and pork.
It's so good.
So good.
Sandwich
You put that money
In
stuff on there, and you got
in a taco
yeah.
on top of your ramen. You
Yeah.
just, it could go anywhere.
goes
And then you got
anywhere.
carnitas
With
And
your
then,
eggs.
You know what I mean?
With your
in
eggs.
your omelet. Besides
It's
your
unreal.
omelet.
Yep.
I mean, we had Festival Napa Valley. We just had an amazing V Foundation week. Events here at Alpha Omega. Events all over Napa. I think V Foundation raised $6 million for charity.
Amazing.
Just unbelievable. Napa is the most giving community on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
And
So great.
is anyone here more giving than Robin and Michelle?
No,
honestly?
I mean Robin and Michelle are
Yeah.
leading the charge and all that.
It's incredible.
So it's just been crazy, all the stuff we've had going on in Alpha Omega. And I mean, again, this has been the best. For what I remember living here in Napa Valley, the last month weather-wise has been absolutely
So amazing.
unreal. We had a
Oh,
little bit
guys.
one day of rain.
Yeah.
Perfect day of rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring
It's
it.
all good.
Bring it.
It's all good. The Maxwells and the Kleins are going to be at the Drew Luncheon.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Yay.
Awesome.
Oh, guys,
The
I
best.
can't wait. So
Looking forward
excited.
to it.
Lovely.
Clayton Parks says cheers. Clayton,
Aw.
cheers to you.
Salute.
Cheers, Clay.
Mr. Parks, great to have you. Wine Down Wednesday, everyone. We hope you're drinking some great wine at home, celebrating the middle of the week. Reserve Chardonnay 2019 is in our glass.
How about a reload, my friend?
Ooh.
You beat me to it.
Look at
Thank you.
I was holding back because I didn't want people out there to be
Thank
like,
you.
what is wrong with this guy?
Wonderful.
But at this point, I don't care.
Yeah.
The wine's too good. This is the 19 Reserve Chard, the 2020. We're not pouring it in the tasting room yet, but
Yeah, just Michelle.
it is available.
Oh, okay.
It is
You can buy
available at
Futures?
Futures on 3-packs. In fact,
Very good.
the Toyon Vineyard on the tasting sheet, stellar. That wine actually blew. I had a group from the V Foundation come in and taste Toyon.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
got it.
Hey,
Everybody loved it.
If that floral expression, that orange blossom,
Correct.
that freshness, the aromatic lift in Toyon, especially in the past two vintages,
It's gorgeous.
I don't know. It's really hard to tell. The vineyard seems to be doing more. Just tasting it today,
For sure.
the fruit is not even close to ripe. It's probably got a week or two away, but the flavors are already there.
Yeah.
We could pick it tomorrow,
We
and it
could.
would make an incredible wine. The alcohol would be 11.7.
Yeah.
But it would taste incredible.
We're looking for a little more.
Yeah,
alcohol
no,
out here.
exactly.
Just a little more.
But what I'm loving about this vintage is we're not going to be waiting for flavors. The flavors are there. The flavors are waiting for, as soon as we hit sugar, we're going to go. I mean,
Yeah.
the flavors have come so early this year, and I think it's because we had that warm snap in the
Which
late
pushed it.
winter. I mean, it was barely even spring yet.
Right.
And it warmed the soils, and the vines,
We're ready to go.
it started the vintage off. So we've had a long growing season.
Yeah.
And those are really the greatest years are the long growing season years
Totally.
where you could pick on flavor at any time you're ready. And
Yep.
that's what we're set up for this year. It's
Yep.
looking good.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah.
There's something about that Toyon. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
it's
something about that wine.
yeah.
It might be
great.
my early. I hate to play favorites because they're all good, but that Toyon 2020, that's up there for me.
Yeah.
We'll see how
I
Drew
agree.
and Hy. I mean, they're all tasting out of this world in my opinion. But something about the Toyon gets me.
You know
Right
that, and I would say for a youthful wine drinker such as yourself, Barrett,
So nicely put.
I like them young.
Youthful.
youthful
I like them young.
with an affinity for youth.
My wines.
Say.
That you know what
My
My
the
wife's only 7 years younger than me.
maybe the
We went there.
Toyon in some ways is that early showing,
Yeah.
wine because of that orange, because of that floral aspect of those clones. And so I think that's right. I think it's showing really, really well. I think it's the first one to kind of come back from its bottling and really show a ton of character.
Yeah.
I think it's a timing thing. I really do. I think that the Drew and the Hyde are they're a little more wound up. They're a little bit more like naturally elegant in their flavor profile.
Yep.
And I think those find their sweet spot a little bit later on, just a little bit later on.
I agree. Yeah.
Love it. And that's the beauty of the Chardonnay program here. You've got the signature Chardonnay, which is just the price is a no-brainer. You've got 3 single vineyards now, Drew, Toy on Hyde, all different, all stellar. You've got the Reserve, best of the best.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Case in point, we've got one of my new favorites right now, Roger Carlisle. We had a great tasting. Matt, you popped in the Air Room, says he enjoyed spending time last Thursday with
Great
you,
to meet
Matt.
you, Roger. Yeah.
The Chardonnays are great, especially the Toy and the Hyde. I mean, they're game-changing Chardonnays. They really are.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm just so proud of all the wines that we've been making, but really the Chard and the feedback has just been amazing. You can think you made a great wine as a winemaker, but our palate is so specific and we're so biased because we know the soil, we know the vine, we remember the ferment, and we can be like, this is great, right guys? But we don't really know what the customer thinks. But when you get that feedback, it's like, oh God, they're loving it. It
feels good.
It feels so good.
Here's what they're thinking. This is what they're telling me. They're saying, I don't usually drink Chardonnay, but this stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we get that all the time here at Alpha Omega. Every day I get that when I host tastings.
It's amazing.
I don't really drink Chardonnay that much, but this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's perfect.
You know, and we've
amazing,
talked about this before, like, you know, we talk about the white wine making process. I've used that analogy before, like we do the white glove treatment to Chardonnay. We talked about the differences between red ferments and white ferments and how the white ferments they're less forgiving. So there's a lot of attention to detail from the vineyards, like Matt was talking about, to ferments, to, you know, having it in the cellar, to the aging process. I mean, I was looking over some old notes from last year today going, hey, this is what we did last year. Do we want to tweak that a little bit? And we had a whole discussion in the office about it. Like, we liked this. Maybe we'll change this up a little bit. But it's the white wine making. It's a very delicate process. And having somebody say, I don't like Chardonnays, but I really love your guys' Chardonnays. And I love what you're going with that. Of course, I want everyone to say that about our red wines as well. Yeah. But that's such a huge compliment to us as winemakers.
Well, I think in a way because of the vineyards that we work with, because of the recognition that the reds have got, it's like we kind of know the reds are amazing. Like, you know what I mean? But the Chards, and I also think that small tweaks in white wines translates to a bigger difference in the glass than small tweaks in Cabernet.
Huge.
Small tweaks in Cabernet, sometimes we can't even see that. You know what I mean? Because the grape skin, the innate power of that grape, it kind of overwhelms.
Or sometimes I was going to say, like, just to add to that, sometimes those small tweaks in red, we don't see right away, but we'll see it down the line.
Yeah.
We'll see it later on in the aging
Very
process.
Good point.
Which is just how that shows up. But the white wine, generally you see it right away.
See it right away, and small changes translate to big impacts. So when you make those tweaks, it's nice to hear that they're accepted.
Because it's stressful.
White glove treatment. I like that. I like that a lot. The Chardonnays here are incredible, my friends. When you come and visit, we are going to pour you Chardonnay. Even if you're like, I don't really drink Chardonnay, I'm going to pour it for you. Yeah. And trust me, they are game changers. They will change your mind if you were already decided on not liking the grape.
Yep.
Delicious stuff here at Alpha Omega. And, you know, this Reserve Chardonnay 2019, no exception. Let's see, we got a couple more questions we want to chat about real quick before we talk about what's coming up events-wise. Christina asks if the vineyard side-by-side is considered a horizontal. Yeah, if you have the same vintage, say like our single vineyard Cabernets. If you've got 6 of our single vineyard Cabernets from 2019, that's a horizontal. Correct. Or our Chardonnays, 19, horizontal. If you got multiple vintages of one wine, vertical.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yep. And you don't hear people use the term horizontal very often. So
those
Christina,
are fun.
Thanks, Christina.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that all the time.
One of my favorite SKUs here at Alpha Omega, and we do a very small amount of them, they sell out quick, is the 6-pack single vineyard cab box.
Yeah, sure.
You get 6 single vineyard cabs, one vintage. And I opened up one of those. It was the 2011 vintage. This was a couple years ago. When people were like, the 11s. I'm like, let's drink the 11s. I opened up a 6-pack box with a bunch of friends. We made a night out of it, grilled, barbecue.
Beautiful.
Just tasting all of those vineyards from the same vintage, unreal.
So cool.
So fun.
So cool.
So fun doing a horizontal.
You learn so much when you line wines up side by side, whether it's a vertical or horizontal. I like to say, after every good vertical, I'm quickly horizontal.
Wow. Love that.
But shame.
Love that.
That's true. It's true, though. Kelly's still laughing, by the way.
That is so awesome. I'm stealing that. Stealing it and using it.
Feel free.
I'm going to use it.
Feel free.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Not copyrighted.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I just made it up.
Love
someone
that.
else.
Google that.
I'm sure
Google
someone
that
else
for
has
us,
said
guys.
it.
Very well
I'm
played.
sure it's been used.
Jeff Maxwell is asking if the twine is still available. Yes, Jeff, it is, and I can assist you with that immediately.
Well, wait.
Right
is Jeff
now.
talking about 19 or 20?
20, I hope, because 20 is available.
20
Yeah.
is available.
19 is kaput.
Yeah.
All the 19 Chardonnays are pretty much gone
This
for the most
is-
part,
Yeah,
except for
just
this.
this little
bit of
and the
last bit.
signature. The single vineyards,
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah.
But Jeff, I have 2020 available, and trust me,
That's the one you want.
Game changer.
There, you want them all. but
Unbelievable.
You're going to be really pleased with that.
delicious wine. Stan's asking, where is the Drew Vineyard?
Oh man, Stan.
Like,
Mount Veeder.
Mount
Yeah.
Veeder.
But let's maybe dive in a little further.
Yeah.
Up the Oakville Cross, right? The Oakville Grid.
So looking north-south, Stan, you're in Oakville, and you're taking the Oakville grade straight west up into the mountains. So that's the north side of Mount Veeder when you head in that way.
Right.
So you head in from the north, and basically right when you get to the top of the climb, we're there, okay?
Yeah.
The top of Mount Veeder extends for like a couple miles from north to south, and it kind of undulates a bit. We're at the very northern part of the peak. That's how I describe it.
Right.
It's a trek.
It's a trek, yeah. It's a trek. It
12
feels
minutes
remote.
From 15 minutes from 29.
Yeah, it's hard to believe you're so close to Napa when you're up there.
Yeah.
You look around and you think, I could be in Sonoma Coast. I could be
Whole other
in
world.
Yeah.
some crazy part of Mendocino. It's so remote. It's beautiful up there.
I mean, and just as we're sitting here, and if you're familiar with Napa Valley, when you're going through, it looks like, to the west, it's just one mountain that goes up.
Yeah.
It's actually not. You're actually going up, down, through,
And
and
then
up
up
again.
again, yeah.
So you're almost going through another tiny little valley,
Yeah.
if you will, but it's like
Yeah.
a forested valley.
You're right.
And then you're kind of going back up onto Mount Veeder that way. So what you see over there is not actually what you're peaking on.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, some of the differences, because it's so at the top, basically, but it's also on the west side, you get a little bit more Sonoma influence. You get a little bit more cooler influence. So it's just a beautiful spot to get warm, sunny days and cool nights. So that diurnal swing is really
Get
high
some
up
fog
there.
up there too.
And we get some
I was
fog.
going to say, you're not
Absolutely.
completely above the fog
No,
line up
that's right,
there.
that's
It
right.
usually kind of hovers right around that area. I mean, it will settle further down into Napa Valley, but when you're up on Veeder, you kind of are hanging out with the fog a lot of the time,
So cool.
or you'll
Yeah.
see it in patches,
Yeah.
kind of around you forming.
Right,
so.
right. And it's mountaintop, but it's very different mountaintop than Atlas.
my
Atlas
gosh,
is
so
exposed and extreme. There's like a coziness of Veeder because it's surrounded by forests that
Trees.
first thing in the morning, there's no sunshine. Last thing in the afternoon, there's no sunshine because of the
Yeah.
trees. So you get a smaller heat blast
Right.
there,
Right.
It's not rugged like Atlas Peak. It's cozy. It's forested.
Yeah.
And that allows us to have a little bit longer growing season. We're in less of a rush to pick. Man, if you were growing Chardonnay on Atlas and you got 100 degrees, it doesn't matter if it was the start of July, you'd probably have to pick. You know what I mean? It's
Totally,
just
doesn't say-
too extreme up there.
Are there people growing Chardonnay
I
on
don't
Atlas?
think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
But
Should look
but
it
you
up.
think about mountaintops, and they're just a couple miles apart.
right.
But it's really distinct. Mount Veeder is very distinct with the lush forest up there. The soils, the soils have more marine sediment. There's a little bit higher calcium content. That's why we get a bit more of a chalky flavor to it.
Right.
And it's just lovely. God, it's like paradise up there. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah.
I
It's
cannot wait
gorgeous.
for our event. I can't
Yeah.
wait to
It's going
go
to be
through
cool.
all this.
It's
Yeah.
going to be cool.
Drew Vineyard Tour and Lunch, Saturday, August 27th.
August 27th.
Not October.
Yes.
Matt Brain's birthday, by the way. It's
No
gonna be
gifts,
a
please.
blast.
All the
No
gifts.
gifts?
No burgundies, no
Are you
aged
doing a registry?
burgundies, nothing like that.
Registry?
155
Nothing like
Me
that.
Lane. Attention, Matt Brain.
I will have a cooler
That
at the
rhymed.
event. No. Just
that
right?
Christina Devon said, I'm not a Chardonnay person, but until y'all broke me. Y'all
We
broke me.
broke down the resistance.
Yeah, I
Yay.
mean, the reality is Chardonnay's the best. I'm just going to say it. I love Chardonnay. You can do anything with it. Grows everywhere. And we're getting some crazy expressions.
I went through a period of my early winemaking career where I was making a lot of Chardonnay at a price point. And that price point was $10. And I went through quite a phase of actually not liking Chardonnay
Oh, I can
for
see
quite
that.
a while after
Yeah.
that because it just wasn't. It was a good Chardonnay. Don't get me wrong, and it was growing quick and it was really well accepted, but it wasn't at this level. And
Right.
I'll tell you, if I had been making this level of Chardonnay back then than I would have been drinking more Chard through my career. But now that I'm back making really, really good Chard, I'm drinking more great Chard.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
that's how it
into
works.
Chard again. It is
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
It is how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, I
huh?
went through that same slump being in New Zealand for so long. And
No,
just
didn't drink
Sauvignon
Sauv
Blanc,
Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc,
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc. Do not give me any more Sauvignon
Right.
Blanc, you know? It took me
Yeah,
a while
yeah,
to kind of break that.
Got
but
blanked out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of, you know, I've been 2 years out of traveling now, and now I'm like, lovely. I mean,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
our
for
Sauvignon
sure.
Blanc. The
And-
Hudson,
and-
stop it. I
And
mean,
we're not making green jalapenos. So,
correct. Very
yeah.
different style. Very different style. So,
Sorry, New Zealand. You just got blanked out.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry. I mean,
But the Hudson
for somebody else,
and
but-
the 1155.
Yeah, so
the Hudson
great.
Sauvignon Blanc is just, when I pour
1,
that
2.
into the glass, you know, and we're very lightly pouring that, maybe a core of in, it might even be almost gone.
Yeah.
That is aromatically, that will hit your nose so hard,
I
but
know.
so beautifully.
I
Yeah.
love
Just-
pouring it for people.
Wow.
Especially really refined wine drinkers know what's happening in the Hudson. They understand the thiol push. They understand the elegance of the mouthfeel. But the less refined consumer, you put that in their glass and they're like,
What is this?
What is happening?
What did you put in this?
what is going on here?
right.
Because it's really so expressive, and it's tropical, but it's rich at the same time.
Distinctive.
It's very distinct.
Fresh,
Yeah,
acid
fresh. Oh my
everywhere.
God, fresh for days.
Yeah.
fresh for days. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, geez.
Fun.
It's all good. The white wine program here is incredible, my friends. Real quick, Jeff Maxwell's asking if Vitor is Carneros on steroids.
You know, Jeff, Vitor has a lot in common with Carneros, and when you extend Mount Vitor all the way south, the bottom end, the south end of Mount Vitor is actually classified as Carneros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get all the way down there, you know what I mean? And it just runs all the way through.
Yeah.
So in a way, yeah, because
It goes pretty far south.
it
Vitor.
does.
Yeah.
It does. In a way, you're more Sonoma influenced. You've certainly got more similar soil types, definitely than the alluvials over
Right.
here, and in more the volcanic base on the east side. So yeah, in a way, it's mountainous
In a way.
Carneros. Yeah.
I like
I'm trying
that.
to think of another word from steroids, because when I think steroids, I think like beefed up, bulked up, kind of,
Mark
just
Yeah.
a little bit like.
Well, but it is in a way because you
it
can grow
is,
cab
yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Maybe, I don't know,
So
just really good muscle relaxers. I don't.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else besides steroids, but muscle relaxers isn't it either because it's too relaxing. I don't know, but kind of.
Relax
Vitor's
the
like
muscle.
Carneros on muscle relaxers.
Relax the muscles.
Sort of. I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
the acidity's a little relaxed,
I don't know.
It's
I'm
not
trying to
quite
think
so
of it.
severe.
Yeah, I
You don't
don't
need
know.
to turn this into a drug discussion
For
here, ladies and
sure,
gentlemen.
for sure.
I'm gonna find the
honestly,
exact
though,
right thing for you, Jeff, later on. I don't know what it is
There
now.
is,
But.
yeah, we're gonna think on that analogy.
Yeah,
but
uh-huh.
there's a relationship between Vitor and Carneros that is special, and you see it in the wines, and you see it in the Chardonnay for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. It's like extended Carneros where you can actually grow cab there. So it's like the best of both worlds of maybe
It really is.
Carneros to some degree.
really is.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Man, we could geek out on Chardonnay all day. All day, my friends. Delicious wines here. The Reserve Chardonnay 2019. Again, having a hard time keeping any wine in my glass personally. Just absolutely incredible. Rich, creamy, but balanced and refined.
Yep.
The 19 vintage, 25 cases left, my friends. 2020 vintage, available futures on 3-packs. Get them early. That's the play. You get them early. You get them November 1. You crack one open right at Thanksgiving, and you wonder how the wines are so dang good. And there's a reason why. We just talked about all of
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you just planted an idea. I mean, this wine is coming out at my Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God.
it. Has
right?
to.
I mean,
Has to.
Yeah.
this is a fantastic.
Has to.
It's got the freshness, but the richness to stand up to the food, the
Yep.
savory.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is going to happen.
I was just going to say, too, we're just finishing our final packaging of our 2020 Reserve Chard, which is
Yep.
the gold waxing by
The
hand,
wax
the
dip.
hand wax dip. It's the
Yep.
only Chardonnay that gets, actually, it's our only wine that gets gold wax.
Only wine with gold wax,
I love
only
gold.
white
Yeah.
with wax. Yeah, to show
Yeah.
it the proper due respect.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah.
Right?
I love it.
So they're
It's-
finishing that final packaging right now,
Yeah.
actually, in our cellar. So,
Yeah.
Excellent.
getting
Excellent.
ready for futures.
Very exciting. Yeah, the future is now. You reserve them now. You get them in November.
That's right.
It's all good, my friends. A lot going on, a lot coming up. We talked about Drew Vineyard Luncheon on August 27th. We also had That's Amore, Italy and Napa.
I'm hungry for it.
That's
So
Amore.
excited.
I am hungry for it.
Saturday, August 13th.
Yes.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Oh, have
That's
you
this
seen it?
Saturday.
So excited.
It's August, guys, and this
It's my
Saturday.
favorite
Kelly
event last
said
year.
that she's seen the menu. It's looking
I haven't seen the
awesome.
menu yet. I
Oh
want to
my.
be surprised.
Oh
I just
my
want
God.
to roll in and
That's
get
a
it.
nighttime event too. How perfect! I mean, the weather here at night's been incredible. Sunset. So, do we still have tickets left? I believe we do. Go to the website aowinery.com, click on events, sign up, or give us a
So
call
excited.
directly. Because Robin and Michelle Baggett are
It's my favorite event last year.
major lovers. It's your favorite.
My favorite
And I
event
missed it
last
last year, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Where was
We
I?
don't mess
Not
around
there.
on this
I don't
event.
know, but
Where were
I
you?
ate enough food for you, so it was so good. It was
food,
so
baby. Little
good.
food coming.
I cannot
Oh
wait.
God, it was so
Oh,
great. It was
God.
so great.
If you like eating and drinking and eating, you come to Alpha Omega and we will take care of you.
Yes.
That's Amore. Robin and Michelle Baggett are very, very fond of Italy. They love Italian wines. They love the Italian experience. So we're going to bring that here to Napa and pour some amazing wines at Alpha Omega. Go to the website, aowinery.com. That's from 7 to 9. Drew Vineyard Luncheon. Matt Brain's birthday, Saturday, August 27th. I'm going to be pouring wines in Tahoe at the Concourse Boat Show this weekend. So sadly, I'm going to miss Italy and Napa. So eat for me, if you don't mind.
Sure, no
Okay.
problem.
Absolutely.
Not a problem.
I will
We'll see what
as
I can
well.
do.
Yes.
But we got a lot of amazing things coming up at Alpha Omega. The setting is beautiful. The summer has been amazing. Harvest is fast approaching.
So
You know,
fast.
Get ready.
If you're getting ready to visit Napa, we're like days away from that valley fruit aroma.
Oh,
You know what I
it's
mean?
so
Right?
good.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
The
be
smell
here soon.
of harvest.
It's not here yet because it's really driven by the reds.
It
And
is.
the whites are kicking aroma right now, but it's when the whole valley reds are getting ripe. You drive up the valley
Yeah.
and you can just
Yeah.
smell it
Yeah.
everywhere. We're getting
Yeah.
there. We're gonna
Everybody
get there.
that
You know
walks
what?
in
And I've
goes-
had friends that have said to me in the past, that's bullshit. The valley doesn't smell like that.
What?
And I'm like, well, come here and see.
Yeah,
Because
no, it
it
does.
100%
Right?
does.
It
Oh, no.
does.
People walk in and go, I love how it smells right now.
It's
Yeah.
so
They
great.
know.
Oh, you can smell it.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's amazing.
great. It's so
Everybody
wonderful.
knows it. The animals, the birds.
When
they know it.
I
They
drive
know.
out of Napa and I hit, it's right around Oak Knoll,
Oak
where
Knoll.
you start to hit the acreage,
Yeah.
and it's just like it hits you like a wave.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
take that
exciting.
recirculating button off in your car,
you
you roll
do.
down the windows a little bit, and
Yeah.
let it come on in. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's really great.
Smells
It's like
it's-
aromatherapy
That's why
in your
these guys
car.
are making wines.
it smells like exhaustion.
It's it smells like 24-hour
You think
days.
that we would say that, but I'm just like,
Smells like
breathe it
exhaustion.
in. It's like aromatherapy. Let's
No,
do
it is. It's like invigorating.
This is my
Hey.
therapy session before I get to work.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're very grateful for all the hard work you and your team are about to put in.
Right.
Thank you for that.
We are really excited and jazzed.
Wishing
to
you
get it
guys
going.
the best. Seriously,
Thank you.
a safe harvest as well. That's
Thank
crucial.
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Of
big
course,
deal.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of great things happening in Alpha Omega, my friends. We're very excited to share those with you. We will come back for Final Friday at the end of the month. Hopefully, one or two of you guys can step away
Yeah,
from the
we'll
duties.
See. We'll
Was
see
that
how we are.
so is that the 26th?
It will be the last
Yeah.
Friday.
Right.
I think it's the 26th.
26th before
Yeah.
the 27th, right?
You know
Yeah.
what? Let's do a little pre-birthday
Oh!
eve. It'll be Matt Brain's birthday eve. We should totally do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll do
There we
something.
go.
We're doing something.
There we go. August 26th,
Then get me to
final
smell it.
Friday. Yeah, we're going to just throw it right in your face. All
Check
right.
out the aroma.
Oh, hey. Thank you guys for joining us, Instagram and Facebook. Always a pleasure. We hope you're well. We hope you're drinking great
Yeah,
wine.
absolutely.
And we hope you come and visit us soon.
Please.
Come taste with us at Alpha Omega. The wines are stellar. The setting is unbelievable. The weather's fantastic. And harvest is coming up.
It's going to be here in a
The
blink.
smell of exhaustion. The smell of exhaustion.
Yep. Yep.
Right on. Matt Brain, Melissa Paris.
Yep.
I'm Barrett Spiegel. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys.
Always
Yeah,
fun, Barrett.
cheers.
Cheers.
friends. Yeah.
Salute, everyone. Have a great week.
Cheers.